let's start with a little bit of a viewing guide.
But groove guide.
So it's week 11 of the 2021 Texas high school football season. It's week 10 of the Texas college football season. Actually, technically, it's week 11 because, remember, you
don't count week 0.
I know. Anyway.
That's more numbers than we know what to do with.
And honestly, so here's the thing. It's getting a little chilly outside.
Would
you agree with that?
Oh,
it's getting a little chilly outside.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Weather's supposed to be kind of gross this weekend.
Yeah.
So I need you to stay safe.
Yes.
And the best way you can stay safe is on your couch. Sitting on your couch.
This is crock pot season.
Oh, yeah.
Fire up that crock pot, open up the windows just a tad, and sit and make your butt groove.
And get that little stew, and we're going to tell you what to put in that football stew.
Ah, yes.
How you're going to work on your butt groove. You're going to sit on your couch all weekend.
Football chili.
We're going to tell you what to watch this weekend, especially tonight. Thursday!
Dateline.
6 o'clock. A actually extremely important game going down at Legacy in Katy as Angleton takes on Katy Pato. Pato, of course, took their first loss of the year. They can finish in that 3-way tie. If they lose this game, I believe they could fall. Ooh, let me make sure I'm not putting my foot in my mouth here.
Yeah, because they lost last week.
Now, there's going to be a tiebreaker involved here because Manville beat Pato, Manville beat Pato beat Hightower beat Manville. But depending, if they lose this game and they drop to, it could be absolute chaos. But they could drop as far as 4th place if they lose this game tonight. To Angleton, who certainly has stomach for the fight. So keep an eye on that one. That's Pato and Manville, or Pato going up against Angleton tonight. Elsewhere, 7 o'clock, Atascocita plays Westbrook. I want you to keep an eye on that game as well. Tomball Memorial and Klein Oak is an important game. Pearland and Pearland Dawson, they're at the Rig. You know what's funny? They call it the Rig whenever Pearland plays there, and they call it the Nest whenever Dawson plays there. I love that.
Yep.
I suppose there is one more game, though.
There is an Austin area game, if you will.
Yes.
At the Field in Pflugerville, as Pflugerville Weiss host Georgetown. And who's going to be on the call for that one?
I don't remember. Do you have a graphic that tells us?
I do. Oh, man, I don't have it in the... No. I gave it to Will to tweet out so the masses could know.
Okay, I'm going to give you the headline, and then I'm going to give you the sub-headline, okay? The headline.
Craig Way.
Craig Way's on the call.
The Hall of Famer.
For Georgetown and Pflugerville Weiss. Really important game, by the way, in that district. Kind of sorting things out. Pflugerville Weiss can clinch their first outright. They've already clinched a share. They can clinch an outright district championship with a win. Georgetown fighting for seeding, hoping to climb up in the rankings. Big-time matchup there at the field. That's the headline.
The reason you know so much about
Weiss and Georgetown. Subhead, much smaller font. Much smaller font. I'm going to be on color. It'll be me. I'll be doing
That's so exciting.
I was on the radio with Craig earlier today, and I told him, I was like, you and I have worked together, partner, for years and years and years and years and years, and the one thing we've never done together is call a game.
I was fixing to say, this is cool for you, too, because, not everyone gets to say they get to call a game with the Hall of Famer.
Oh.
That's
no,
really
no.
freaking cool for you.
And here's the thing. I feel the pressure. Okay, because I'm not comparing myself to every color commentator in the world. I think on a grand scale, I think I'm fine as a color commentator. I think I'm okay. What I'm comparing myself to is all the color commentators that Craig Way works with, which is like Roger Wallace, who's excellent, right? Which is like Shea Walker, who's excellent, which is like Gary Reasons, who's excellent, right? All these guys that he calls games with, and then this slappy. I don't know. That's the comparison here. And so a little bit of pressure on me, but make sure you tune in. Texan Live tonight, 7 o'clock.
Excited.
Georgetown and Weiss.
Excited.
And our buddy, we're going to try to shout him out a few times during the broadcast too, but our buddy Dre Matula is going to be helping us out with the production.
Yeah, shout out to Dre and to Coach Raymond, the AD at Pflugerville ISD, because I literally called him and was like, hey, you got room for a Hall of Famer and Pepper?
No,
Pepper guy is.
No, Todd Raymond's a real one. So anyway, that's Georgetown and Weiss tonight. Friday!
Dateline.
We do have one on TexanLive.com. We do have one game. It has essentially no ramifications, I believe. Technically, it has some. Katie's playing Katy Morton Ranch. Katy can lock up an undefeated season. They can finish the regular season undefeated. They can grab an outright district championship. Blah 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 blah. This and that. Yada yada. They can do that. Morton Ranch, if they can spring the upset, which feels a little unlikely, but if they can spring the upset, then they could get into the playoff mix and really make some things uncomfortable for people. But they would need to beat Katy tonight in order to have any sort of chance of getting into the mix. So that is something certainly to keep an eye on. Actually, no, I don't believe they can. So ignore everything I said. Tiebreakers are just disappointing. Anyway, Katy Morton Ranch is on there. Your mileage can vary.
This is a preview of a high school scoreboard and Football Friday tomorrow.
I'm telling you guys.
You go into a long thing and then go, oh, there's a tiebreaker. Okay. Never mind.
7 o'clock. Moving to 7 o'clock. There's a couple of games I want you to watch. In that same district, Cinco and Seven Lakes play. And
this does decide something.
This does have implications. This does have ramifications. Even though they are going to different brackets, this could get into really wacky territory. This is two teams that are making the playoffs almost certainly in Seven Lakes and Cinco Ranch. Keep an eye on that one. This is if you're looking for a playoff game to watch tonight. Mm-hmm. A playoff game to watch tonight. Tomball and Klein are at 7 o'clock.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I'm sorry.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah, sorry. I'm thrown off. 7 o'clock tomorrow, Klein and Tomball. That is a win and in, lose and out game. That is a playoff game. So you can watch that game. Elsewhere, I want you to watch Barbers Hill and Texas City. That game is a pretty remarkable, really interesting game there. Texas City, Barbers Hill is better than their record indicates, and Texas City took their first loss recently. So how did they bounce back from that? Also at 7 o'clock, Huffman-Hargrave and Livingston. That is a huge game with massive playoff ramifications. Huffman-Hargrave, that is, I believe, that's a seeding game. Or Livingston, I believe, can sneak into the playoffs if they are able to get that win. So huge game there. 7:30. Okay, look. We do have Lake Travis and Westlake. You can watch Lake Travis and Westlake on Texan Live. It's a massive game. They haven't met in 2 years. They're itching to get together. It's going to be fun. That game is at 7:30.
I'll wave to the camera.
Yeah, you'll be there.
I'll be there.
Another game with massive implications. Tyler Chapel Hill and Henderson. That game is huge. Henderson, I believe, Chapel Hill, I know, can miss the playoffs if they don't win this game. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot on the line in this one.
Which at the beginning of the year we wouldn't have thought that.
I mean, they were number 5 in the state at one point, and they have it's really just kind of felt they've struggled recently down the stretch. And then also on WFAA.com, they have Frisco Lone Star and Denton Ryan. You can watch that game for free on their YouTube page, the WFAA YouTube page. So those are massive, massive games on Friday. Let's maneuver now to Saturday!
Dateline.
We've got 4 games on Texan Live. The one I want to point you to is at 1 o'clock at Pridgeon Stadium as Cy Park takes on Langham Creek. That is an important game for that basically things get a little bit dicey if Cy Park messes around in this game.
Yep.
And so both these teams, I think, are looking to finish strong, and so keep an eye on that one. That one is at 1 o'clock. On the college ranks, 11 o'clock, there's only one game in the 11 o'clock slot. That's SMU at Memphis, looking to bounce back from their loss to Houston last week. They are favored on the road. We do not know what Memphis' quarterback situation is like. Seth Hennigan has been banged up. SMU going on the road, trying not to let one loss beat them twice. It's 11 o'clock on the U. 2 o'clock. Bull. 2 o'clock, I want you to watch...
That's exactly what you want to hear.
On ESPN 3, I want you to watch Southeastern Louisiana and Incarnate Word. Incarnate Word trying to shake up the Southland Conference if they can knock off the number 6 team in all of FCS in Southeastern Louisiana. That game's on ESPN 3. I cannot in good conscience ask you to watch North Texas or Texas State.
You know what? Tough but fair.
2:30 p.m. You've got a pair of games on CBS. You've got Auburn and A&M. That's a matchup in the top 15. You've got that one. You've got Baylor going to TCU. What does TCU look like in their first game in 20 years without Gary Patterson as they take on the number 12 Baylor Bears? That's a big rivalry game, obviously. So keep an eye on that one. Then it matriculates to the night slate, and the night slate. At you've got Texas and Iowa State rather at 6:30 on FS1. You've also got Houston at South Florida. Those games are important, right? The other thing, 9:15 Saturday night.
Let's go.
On ESPN2, The Deuce.
Let's go.
The game of the year.
It moved because it was the game of the year.
the UTSA Roadrunners, unbeaten and somehow unranked in the college football playoff, taking on the UTEP Miners.
Let's go. Night game in the Sun Bowl.
Mammoth game. Maybe the biggest game to come to El Paso in
ever?
A long time.
Maybe ever.
Time. Massive game there. That's a 9:15 kick on ESPN2. The Deuce. So make sure you are watching that. ESPN2, UTSA, and UTEP. And that is how you can spend your entire weekend, on your couch.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.